Hey there, I'm Rainy Zimnak, and in this episode, we're actually going to cover the importance of having a neighborhood expert in any market that you work in. And the neighborhood expert I'm talking about is actually a realtor. Okay, so let me actually start with the story here. So 2010, I'm going to take you back to 2010. That's when I moved to San Diego and I got involved in real estate here. I was doing that on the East Coast, came here, didn't know anything, started looking at properties as an investor agent, right? So we found this one property and it looked amazing on paper. We went to look at it. And as we're looking at analyzing what could this thing sell for in its best condition, right? We were kind of stumped because we started seeing properties that were so much lower in the real immediate area, but then there were some comparables that were actually justifying the number that we were trying to hit. So it confused the crap out of me, right? But then what do? Well, you call an agent in the area, the expert, right? That's what we did. We called the expert, one of the agents that does business in that area, right? We asked them like, hey, what is the deal here? Why is our house compared to those, what's the difference? Why are some of these comparables, tens and thousands less, and then some are actually high and some are low? It was so confusing to us. And they were like, duh, like you are in Burlingame of this neighborhood. I'm like, what's Burlingame? Well, look down. They're like, look down. Do you see red sidewalks? I'm like, yeah. Like, that's why the property that you're looking at to potentially buy is in Burlingame. It's worth a lot more than the ones that are not where the red sidewalks are. Who would have thought red sidewalks dictated this particular pocket in this neighborhood where everything was literally tens and thousands more than if you were to literally go across the street where there's no red sidewalk? That's the importance of actually knowing the market and having a neighborhood expert being able to tell you those things. There is just no way as an investor that you'll be able to learn all these pockets and neighborhoods wherever you are, right? Including here, San Diego. So that was a quick lesson that I learned quickly. I was like, wow, I gotta call experts all the time, especially when I was beginning doing real estate in a new market, right? Now, I've done hundreds of sales and rehabs. I've done it all, right? From investing to the realtor stuff. It's rare that I need to call a neighborhood expert at this point, but I could tell you recently when I called an expert again, I actually was looking at a property in the 55 and over community. And what I know from experience, 55 and over communities, they could be tricky to operate in. They have so many different guidelines. They're like its own little government within the city that you're in. Literally, they have their own rules and regulations, and it is bizarre what you could find out in the 55 and over communities. And I know that, so I was like, okay, we're looking at one of these houses to figure out what is the after repair value once this thing would be renovated. We actually reached out to the experts in the area to help us justify the pricing there. And know that one community compared to another 55 and over community could be literally like night and day, to the point where you can't even use those comparables for your community. You have to only focus on your community only. So anyway, so those are just some ways that I've been still to this day using realtor experts in specific neighborhoods.